Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Working Man Ron Doyle. I'm a master electrician in the state of Maryland. We are working on a house in Princess Anne, Maryland, and I'm doing vinyl siding prep for the contractor. He usually will gives me a call, heads up before the vinyl siding guys get there. I try to get that done as soon as I can so that my exterior walls are prepped and ready to go. So we're going to be putting light blocks on, and we're going to be putting in-use boxes in that are made by Arlington. This is the Arlington vinyl siding light block. It is a standard size. It's a small one. It is a two-piece. This is for vinyl siding. This is the back, and this is the front trim plate. It can be oriented in different ways. It accepts vinyl siding up to 7/8 of an inch thick, going by this measurement. Model number is 8081-F. Cost from ED Supply, Salisbury, Maryland. It's $13.76 a piece. We're in May, beginning of May 2023. What this comes with is a 1/2 inch Romex clamp. It only comes with one, so if you're running 2 wires into these boxes to do loop to loop from light to light, you're going to need to get some more of these snap around 1/2 inch wire bushings. The other product that we're going to be installing is the Arlington in-use weather box. It has built-in in-use cover. It has bug bushings that are in the bottom. A lot of the construction guys will throw these away. These slip out and pop back in, and these are used to keep the wasp and yellow jackets out of your boxes after you've mounted them. It comes with a duplex cover plate, and it comes with a Decora cover plate. Decora you'd use for GFI application. This would be a standard duplex. You want to use weather resistant, tamper resistant receptacles in these boxes, and this one also comes with 1/2 inch bushing. If like I said, you're running 2 wires into this box, you're going to have to get additional bushings to accommodate your installation. But this video is basically about how to mount and install this stuff and be more productive on the job and helping you and your time and efficiency. So stay tuned. I apologize about the wind. Hopefully you all can hear me. We've got a small rancher style house, deluxe rancher with bump outs. This is going to be the 2 bedrooms on this side, master on that side with attached garage. And this particular house is going to get 1 center light mounted up in the front porch area right there. We're going to be using a round nail-on Carline box on this side of the house to illuminate the driveway. We're going to do customer's request. We're going to do a light block there and a light block on this side. You can see there's an entrance door on the back side of the garage. This is the garage area here. It's got an attached porch, more like a sunroom. We've got to do a light block on this side. This is the exiting door to the utility room. I'm going to do a light block there. I'm going to do a light block on this side. This is going to be a sliding patio door. Now, as far as outlets, this area from here over to this wall, all this area right in here is a deck. I have to serve it with 1 outside GFCI protected outlet. HVAC equipment, a condensing unit is going on this side of the house. Now, the outlet that would be a service outlet for this condensing unit has to be within 25 feet of this unit. So the outlet that is on this side of the wall that serves the deck area is too far away to account for a serviceable outlet. So I'm going to have to put another service outlet on this side of the house. Didn't mention, so this front door area here has to have a outlet also. So we're going to be doing an outlet either on the left side or the right side of this front foyer porch area. So let me get you set up. First thing we're going to do is we're going to put light blocks on this garage. And the size of this door is a 8-foot tall door, 8 foot to the bottom of this, and it is 16 feet wide. And what we want to do is try to measure this distance on the left side and right side of the garage door, and we want to try to break somewhat centered. You have to keep in mind this is an inside corner. You're going to have an inside corner bead for vinyl siding. It's going to take up a certain amount of room depending on the manufacturer. This is a 2x4, which is 3.5 inches wide, but we want a happy median somewhere in the middle. And where this door is 8 foot tall, most garage doors are 7 foot tall. This is an 8 foot tall door. I'm going to come 2 foot down from the top of the door to the center line. Mark a 2 foot measurement. Pull it from the concrete up to see where your light is going to land in reference to the head height of a person. You don't want to put this in the path of this apron where someone's going to walk around the outside part of the garage and bust their head into it. Right now, at 8 foot down, we have a total height of 6'3" and 5/8 to the center line. So I always measure twice, cut once. This application, we're going to make sure we're on 24 inches. And I'm going to use a torpedo level, panning down just a little bit. Now I'm going to measure this wall. We've got 23 inches. I'm going to go on the other side and check, see what that measurement is. Outside width of the other side is 22 inches, accommodating the outside corner. It's going to appear to be the same dimension at 23 as this side is. So now that we've got our 24 inches marked down from the top down, I'm going to go ahead and account for about 1.5 inch to 2 inch inside corner bead. So I got 2 measurements in this inside corner. Take the 2 measurements. The biggest measurement would be divided by 21. It appears that we're going to have a 10.5 inch from edge to center. I'm going to go over 10.5. Check from our inside corner measurement for vinyl siding, 10.5. I'm going to draw a vertical level line. Now, we've got a stud. I've already went on the inside to confirm, to make sure when this block actually goes on this wall, I'm not going to punch out a hole where a stud's going to be, because you can't drill 100% through a stud. You're going to weaken it. So I'd rather come either on the right side of the box, the left side, or the bottom side of the box. For the 2 wires that are going to enter this box, this front garage has 2 lights. The first wire is going to go to this box because the interior door is on this side, and the second wire is going to go on that side. So 1 penetration on that wall and 2 penetrations on this wall for this particular light block. So looking at center line, this is centered and this is centered horizontal, this is centered vertical. I'm looking at it and we are right beside our joist. We're going to use these 2 knockouts at the bottom. I always put the two holes vertical in the vertical fashion. I don't put them like this in case one of these holes gets stripped out, or if you break a screw off in one of these, you have a second chance at putting a good screw in because you have additional holes. So I'm going to take this vinyl siding block, I'm going to flip it over, punch them through, and break them out. Now you want to clean this rim up with your utility knife now. It's easier to do it now than it is later. Just take your knife, go very lightly, and clean that out. And that's going to help you get that snap-in bushing that holds that wire when you go through your rough wiring process. Now, I'm going to take this block and center it. Get you centered a little bit better than that. I'm going to center it horizontally and vertically on this wall. We're using truss head screws that are 3/4 of an inch long. I'm going to secure the top with the truss head screw. Oops, butterfingers. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen on a video. So line up your vertical and horizontal lines. I put one screw in it. Take your torpedo, put it on the top. Level the box out. Take your pencil or marker, whatever you prefer, and draw a circle inside of each of the holes that you broke out. Take the box, spin it to the top. Take your heavy duty drill, your preference. I'm using a 1.5" Milwaukee hole shooter bit. Center it up. Drill your holes through, spin your box down. Put your torpedo level back on the top. We're going to finish securing this with 3 more screws. Now that we've got level, all right, the screw walked over and got this out of alignment. This is the best way to straighten this out because you've already got a hole in the OSB from the screw. Take your screw, back it out, and as you're backing it out, you want to push the box in that direction to accommodate to go back to level. What you're doing is you're burning the plastic on the bottom of the hole. That will allow you to do a realignment. If it's not right that time, back it out. Your screws are going to, when they tighten up, they're going to want to cattywomp assist and get it out of level. But doing this method gives you an opportunity to make it right. Now that we've got this one done, we have a back door on this garage. I want this box the same height as the ones on the front of this wall. So what I'm going to do is pull a measurement from the top course of the block to that center line. We're at 59 5/8. When we go to the back, we got the measurement wrote down, we're going to confirm that we're going to do the same thing on the back wall. Now, this measurement is going to be identical from left side to right side. And we know we need to be at 10.5 over, and we need to be 2 foot down. We're going to do that same thing on the other side. All right, we've got a confirmation on the height up. It's the same height as the other side. We've got 2 foot down, 10.5 inches over. Now, for a little clarification, this is going to be an outside corner, a little different than that side. They're making the corners they're buying the corners for these houses a little bit smaller. Overall width from outside the corner to outside of the corner, you can see anywhere from 3.5, 4.5, 5.5. They buy the small corners, and I pass the tape 1 inch past the wall, outside surface. I'm going to mark 3.5, and that's actually where our outside corner is going to be, and where the vinyl siding is going to fall into it. Now, balancing out where our outside corner is going to be to centered, it appears that we are going to be 3/4 of an inch out of center, but they're going to be symmetrical from left side to right side. Three-quarters of an inch is not that big of a deal. It's not going to be noticeable by the naked eye unless you put the tape on it. You're going to take your two-piece block. They ship it with a piece of paper to hold the bushing inside. And I hold these for trim out. If you leave these on the job and you snap these into the base plate, what's going to happen is your vinyl siding guys are going to get mad that you've put this in their way, and they're going to throw them on the ground. I've had to wash these before doing the trim out process. So I take these with me and bring them back on trim out. Now, don't forget, you've got to go around to the back wall and measure where the stud's at. This particular wall only gets one hole. On this side, we have got 7 3/4 from where the stop of the stud is. So we can punch out any hole at the bottom of this location. And like I said, we only need one hole. We'll put these in the vertical fashion. I'm gonna pop this one out on this side. If you don't clean these holes out, you're gonna wish you had on trim out. Secure each one of these with at least 4 screws. That's what it looks like on the rough end process. But like I said, take these with you. All right, we're on the back side of this garage. This is the man door for the back. And this particular man door is 34 inches rough opening for a 32-inch door. And it should be 82 inches tall. We got 82 and 5/8. So that would accommodate the standard 32-inch door. Now on this back side, locating the studs from the inside of the frame to the outside, we've got a stud in this location. The measurements from the front of the garage to this man door, this is the height that the front measurement was. And I want these to be the same thing. I want to pull this measurement off the pad. We're far enough over from where the walkway is below. We're at 6'2" and 5/16 of an inch. 6'2" and 5/16 from where this light will be centered. It's far enough over. We shouldn't have any issues with people bumping their heads into this particular light fixture. Now this is more crucial when the side door, the man door, is on the side of the garage, to where you get a 45 view of the house and you can see the lights on the front of the house, on the front of the garage, and on the side of the garage at the same time. That's why I try to keep these two measurements identical, so no one can physically see there's a height difference between the front doors and the side door on a garage. This is round back, doesn't really matter as much, but I like my measurements to be symmetrical, so we're going to stick with the same thing. Now, where this stud's in the way, and we're using these two cross references, looking at this box, these are in the vertical fashion, the 4 holes. All right, studs on this side. I can't break any knockouts out on this left side. I have to break a knockout on the right. So I'm going to flip this over, break that one out. Repeat the process throughout the whole entire house until you get it done. All right, ladies and gentlemen, first thing I like to do, this is the front patio area. First thing I like to do is look at the obstructions on the interior rough framing wall, and you can see that this particular area has open space, unlike this one that has a stud right in the center. So symmetrically pleasing to the eye, you kind of want to center your boxes in the center underneath of the window. So I'm going to do it on this side, and this is also closest in relation to the panel. So the home run that I'm going to do on this exterior circuit, all my exterior boxes are wired together. The first outside outlet is going to be for the condensing unit that's on the outside of this wall. Probably going to put the outlet over here, exterior outlet. I'm going to put another one located adjacent to that slider over there. And the last one, the wire will be this one over here. So I'm going to set you up and cut these in. Now, what I've done to speed up the process is made templates. I've got a couple of these templates. You can make these to cater to your liking and your design. But I've got it so that my measurements from the way that the concrete guy sets his height, from the height from the concrete to the subfloor in the house, always works out from the bottom of the trim to be dead center. And I've done this for a number of years and came up with a template pattern that speeds up my installation process. So let me get you up on this stand and show you how I do this. Take the measurement of 32, the width. Of course, everybody knows half of 32 is 16, but this is a cheat measurement. If you take your 32 and line it to the end of your blade, look down the center of your blade, it always gives you the division between that overall measurement. So I'm going to mark 16 as being the center of this windowsill. So I'm going to come over here to where the jack is. We've got 32 across. All your studs should be level. So I'm going to measure off of this one. We need 6 1/8. I got 6 1/8 on the OSB. This is cut square. So you can take this and slide this anywhere and use this as a speed square to mark a straight line. Now if you look at this template pattern, this is centered, this notch, and this is centered. And if you look at it, it's scribed up with a level line. All you have to do, take your torpedo, find your mark, run a line. Now you're lining that line up on the wall with the line in here. If it won't fit this direction, flip it around. There you have it. Already laid out for you and very little measurements to take. Now, my template is 10 inches wide and it's 13 5/8 tall. The hole for the Arlington box is 3 3/8 wide by 5 3/4 tall. So you could do this by cutting the line, or if you choose to, you can cut your measurement inside of this box. Doing that over a period of time, this hole will get larger and larger the more you use this. I prefer tracing the line and then cutting the line. Might say, hey, why are you using an oscillating saw when you can do a sawzall? Is quicker and faster. Even a jigsaw. I prefer smooth cut, less chafing. This OSB stands for ordinated strand board, and if you go through with a sawzall, usually you'll break the fragments off and you won't have a smooth surface on the outside. maybe just me, I'm picky. So let me take you outside. I'm going to show you how to insert this into the wall and secure it. You got your cutout. Now we're going to be inserting this into the wall with the same size screws, which is a truss head screw, and it is 3/4 of an inch long. The reason for the truss head screw, it's a wide head and it accommodates these big holes. So insert your Arlington box in the wall. Make sure that the lid flips up. If you have a horizontal box, make sure the lid flips up. If you flip it any direction, or if you buy this and insert it so that the lid flips out, the inspector's going to fail it. The holes that are in the Arlington box, these notches, the cord notches, need to be facing down. If it's a horizontal, cord notches are going to be in the side. If it's a vertical, like this one is, they're going to be in the bottom. Make sure you install it the right way or the inspector's going to fail it. Insert that in the wall. You got a little bit of wiggle room up and down, side to side. I take and get one screw started on the side. I set the second screw on the other side. With those two screws in place, set your level on it. You may want to check it in a couple locations. All right. Get her level. Secure it with 6 screws or 6 roofing nails. I prefer screws, and you get a little bit finer adjustment on it, and you don't have to pry on the flanges if you're wrong. We'll take you around back. We'll do the back one and the one on the deck. Now the height at the front door from the top of the concrete, finished concrete, to the subfloor inside the house is 4.5 inches difference. From the finished floor in here, subfloor, to the top of the finished deck is 2 inches difference. So there's a height difference from the front to the back. I know that this is our wall. Our switches are going to be located right here. I want to put the outlet on this side, which is going to be about centered of the exterior part of this wall. So what I'm going to do is take this block and butt it up to this joist, the stud. This is where we're going to do our cutout. Now, height different wise, I've got it wrote on here, back deck 14.5 to top from floor. So you can do this as a reference, or you can make 2 separate templates, one for the back door on your house or your jobs, and one for the front door. I just use one template to save on weight that I'm carrying around in my truck. So I need a difference 14.5. This is 1.5. I'm going to mark this as 13. 13 inches. I'm going to take my template, butt it up to the stud on the side. All right, that is the top of my box. I'm going to flip the template around, line it up in there in my cutout. And there you have it. Get your cutout done. Now, lining this up to the template, we have a 2.5 inch difference. That is the difference from finished grade back deck to the difference in finished grade at the front. So these boxes, when you're standing on the deck versus standing at the front door, are going to appear to be the same height, but they're not. They're 2.5 inches difference. This one's 2.5 inches taller. The one in the front is 2.5 inches lower. So make up the template to accommodate your job. Go around to the service outlet. All right, now this is the service outlet for the condensing unit, which is on that side. We're going to put the outlet about 2 foot away. About 2 foot away, 26 inches away from the inside corner. Now, this is specifically service outlet for that equipment. The deck outlet, like I said, is too far away to account for the service outlet for this unit. So I want this outlet the same height as the outlet on the deck. I'm going to measure 13. I'm going to put this in reference to there. I'm going to line 13 up to the top of the template. Get this one done. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. I hope that this video was helpful and informative in installing the Arlington vinyl siding products. Hopefully this video was of help to you in your installation process, and possibly speeding up the time with the simple template use, speeding up your production. So I hope it was helpful to you all. I wish you all a wonderful and blessed day. Until the next time, stay safe, and looking forward to having you back on Looking In Ron Doyle channel.